Hello everybody. Felt it was time for another video, another little bit of an update. Here I am at the lodge, the Hyde End Lodge. It's raining outside. We've had loads of rain in Devon the last few weeks, and we're really hoping for some dry weather, which is forecast for the next 2 weeks, hopefully, up to 17 degrees. So that's a very British thing, isn't it? Very English thing. When we're not sure what to talk about or what to say, what do? We talk about the weather. So now that we've got that out of the way. Oh, it's funny. Right, so what do I want to talk about today? The whole idea of these videos that I'm doing is to be kind of present in the moment, not plan anything. I've not planned anything. I've not written anything down. I've got no idea what I'm going to talk about. So I'm just sat here. We've done the weather report. One less thing for you need to tune into the telly for. That's the farmer's report, 2 weeks. Should be okay. Yes, how am I feeling at the moment? How am I feeling? I'd really like to know how everybody out there's feeling. So then it's not just sort of like me orientated, all about me. It's not all about me. It's about all of us. All of us, absolutely. But I feel the more people that talk about this, how they're feeling, what they're seeing, what they're experiencing, how they're changing, shifting in themselves, and being conscious of these things, which I feel from what I've seen with people around me, people are shifting and their consciousness is changing for the better. Absolutely. They're changing their eating habits, diet, eating habits, stopping smoking, stopping drinking, more exercise, yoga. How do I know this? Well, from my understanding, everything in the smallest part of creation is echoed to the biggest part of creation, all that is. Okay, so where I work at the farm, 650 staff, and I see the farm as another aspect, a smaller aspect of creation, okay, in its entirety. So there's 650 souls here, and I've worked at the farm for 15 years. So for me to gather evidence, and for yourselves to gather evidence, is, you know, you don't need to go on Facebook. You can if you want, up to you. You can just do your own research and just look where you are and just gaze back over a few years, and you'll see the telltale signs all around you. Things have changed. Like, for instance, for me at the farm here, we're going employee owned, which is a massive shift. It was we were due to shift back in 2008, but it wasn't the right time, so it got put on hold. So it's happening this May. So instead of the pyramid structure, it's now we've got a table, and every member of staff sits around this table and has a voice, and has a direct share of the company and the input and decision making and everything else. So, and that to me, if I'm seeing that at work, then it's happening elsewhere as well. So I'm seeing this shift just in looking at my area directly around me. I'm seeing the shift. I'm hearing people at work doing the juicing, eating raw, going vegan, all these different things. Also, I mean, some of the there's a couple of chaps at work a couple of years back. They started talking about the ancient alien series. You know, they were researching that, and they were researching Tesla, free energy, and it was quite interesting because I go back, crikey, 12 years ago. I was dropping lots of hints and coming out with bits of information, but I'd learnt previous to that, from previous experience, to nothing too far out there. If you want to connect with someone, you've got to be a bridge. And with that information, if it's too out there, you lose connection. You don't get a meeting point, a co-resonant frequency, co-resonance. So if your awareness, or your conscious awareness, and through your life experience and re-remembering of past experiences, past lives, you are able to plant little seeds. And I remember I can go back to, for me, started back when I was 7. And mysteriously for Christmas, this UFO book had appeared. And I remember Mum saying she didn't know who had given it to me. There was no address, or from uncle this or auntie that. So I was like, wow, brilliant, UFOs, what's this all about? So anyway, that literally a couple of months later, we had our school assemblies, and I never looked forward to the school assemblies because I had really shaky hands. So, and if I got nervous or a little bit pressure or anything like that, or negativity or anything that put me off balance, my hands would tremble, and I mean like literally. And I thought, oh crikey! And I remember that the school assembly was talking about your favourite toy or whatever you got for Christmas, and for me it was this UFO book, and there was a story in there called The Kentucky Goblin, and it was about the farmer, and he'd heard disturbance outside, the dogs barking, and he'd come out with his gun, and next thing there's this hand touches his head, and there's this little goblin thing, and he's chasing it and shooting. Next thing, this little goblin, which looked like a goblin, big ears and what have you, big eyes, jumped in the ship, off he went. And that's in this book. And anyway, I thought, right, okay, I'll read this story. And I remember at the age of 7, I had incredibly good reading skills. I'd not really read many books at school, at all. I was only 7, and I had like the reading ability of like a 16-year-old at the age of 7. So that was good. And so we all took our turn at the school assembly, and I stood up and I read out this story. And I remember my hands were shaking because I don't know. No, I put it down to nerves and things, but I found out it was an energetic thing related to me being a starseed. And I remember after reading this story and then looking up, it's very self-conscious of my hands shaking, looking up, and you could have heard a pin drop, and there was just like this silence, like loads of tumbleweed. And I was like, and I just got this overwhelming gut feeling that I thought, hang on a minute, this is like pretty matter of fact for me. This isn't out there. But everybody was just sort of like almost dumbfounded. And it was the same year, in fact, literally a few months later, they released the first Superman film. And I remember I wasn't allowed to stay up to watch it when it was on the telly, which I was gutted, but a few of my friends did.